So about a year ago, I started rescoring these Elden Ring cutscenes for most of the main story bosses, and this is actually the very first one that I did. These cutscenes work really well for making music for because almost all of them don't have any music. It's just sound effects and voice lines. There's kind of a lot of space for adding. There's a couple other issues that do come up. For the most part, this is a really good opportunity to put something in this space that sometimes is really great and sometimes is very challenging because I love these. They really do work without any music in them. Like obviously these are great and very effective and lots of people love them, but I really do think there's an opportunity to try to elevate some of these in some way, or maybe just do a different version, a different take. So I'm gonna just watch the original cutscene first without any music, talk about some of the things that I hear and places that I want to hit, and then go through the version with the music. So let's hear Godrick original version. Now, immediately, I remember that wind sound, very annoying. I had to cut around that a bunch, drop the volume, bring up the voice lines. That's just a pain for this type of thing, but it is something to think of when you are making a cutscene and you don't have to deal with any music. You can have all this low rumbling wind sound and these bigger effects that they're not going to get in the way. But if you are trying to put music in and you have all of this rumble that you need to balance it. You need to at least bring it down or make room or do something. So I definitely had to do that for this.
Dragon, thou art a true born heir. Lend me thy strength, O.
The six fingers always gets me. I hate it. This is all anticipation here though, right? Like we're getting the big scene and then we're cutting into the hand and we're waiting for something to happen still. Okay.
Kindred, deliver me unto greater heights.
Hello.
Well.
Now, here, when he's picking up the axe, this is, I feel like, when it needs something. There's this big pause that's right before this, and now here, where we aren't really getting anything. It feels a little bit empty. In my opinion, honestly, maybe a little bit too empty. So this is, I remember where I started putting some of the more dense music parts. Also, what's up with that tiny hand? I don't know that I remembered the tiny hand. Interesting. I feel like this is where the action kind of begins proper. All the hands. Yeah, oh, there's all this like threatening going on and it's so quiet. I feel like this can use some more big action music, some strings and brass and everything here.
I command thee.
And now that, the kneel, the slam, I remember this had to be a musical hit too, because if that wasn't going to be timed right, that wasn't going to be effective. So that's one of my key moments to kind of know I have to shoot for to land that as an arrival point, this menacing slam that we're like actually starting the battle more or less.
I am the Lord of all that is golden.
And that's the end there. We get the fade to black and the battle starts. Now the golden thing, this was the other thing that is sort of presented to you as like Godrick the Grafted is the lord of all that is golden. I feel like he's this kind of defamed king that has like this royal energy. And I feel like that needed some brass, this like kind of demonic fanfare type of thing. Okay, so let's check it out with the music here. This is an old project. I kind of do things a little bit differently now, so it's kind of interesting to see some of the older versions of some of my templates and stuff. Let's hear it from the beginning with the music. One big hit to start us off, some high strings,
Mighty dragon.
taiko rolls or something.
Air. Lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights.
Okay, So that is our first introduction of the theme for this. I wanted this kind of brass focused angular theme with a couple small intervals and some big intervals to be this kind of messed up fanfare type of sound. And I have some bells in there too, some tubular bells to keep that golden theme. Up to this is kind of anticipation here. This first introduction of the theme for this cutscene happens here. Slow, every note gets its weight so that you can hear it once just on its own without any other changes or iterations, because there's about to be a lot of different variations, different sequences, different transpositions of that theme and responses and stuff like that. And then let's see.
Unto greater heights. Well,
Tiny pause, build up, first theme, tiny pause for the well, and then this is where the action starts proper. Picking up the axe, we get those strings churning along. The strings are playing that melody too, the theme. And now we got another version of the theme with low brass and the strings kind of exposed for when he throws off his cloak or whatever it is there. We got the exposed melody. We got here we have these kind of call and response where we get the brass playing a version of this theme and then the strings responding, brass response, and then this little sequential build that leads up to this kneel. Let's hear it through the kneel. This really only got one theme. This is a fairly short cutscene, and it's like a minute. It has a decent amount of these pauses where we have some anticipation and we have some payoff. I wanted to have this one theme that I got to play with in like a Beethoven's Fifth sort of way, where we can just take it and then move it all over the place, have a bunch of responses to it, kind of just milk this one little thing for all that it's worth. And so at the end here, we get more of that theme after the kneel. With just a slight variation to resolve it at the end there. This cutscene really used a lot of the interplay between the space that you get like at the beginning when we're building anticipation, and then you get to earn some big moments where you can fill it out. And then when you have some of those bigger moments, they sort of require another little dip in energy to kind of make you want more again. And this is one of the fun things to play with these cutscenes. Is it's a short amount of time, but you can ride these waves of expectation and anticipation and tension and build up. Or the purpose of that is to really support what's going on in this scene and also add something to it, because there's some moments here where you might not be sure how to feel about something, but when you have some music underneath it, it provides that context and it can add to it, or it can change how you feel about something. And also for a cutscene that people have maybe seen or played before, that you kind of know how it goes, it's cool to recontextualize it a little bit, give it maybe a new meaning or a new take with something else underneath it. It's always weird going back to stuff that you did a while ago. I feel like you can't help but want to tweak. It's eventually you just have to stop yourself. This is something that I've had to get better at, is stopping. This is pretty much as good as it's going to get right now, and more messing around with this isn't going to make it better. It's just going to make it different. So I've got to quit. I've got to move on to the next one. I plan on doing a few more videos talking about some of these other cutscenes that I rescored from Elden Ring. You can check out these versions of them without me talking over them on my channel here. I'm going to probably talk about some of my decision-making process stuff for a few of these other ones that I've done. But yeah, check those out. Thanks for sticking around.